Welcome to Ben and Gary's.
Here's the scoop.
Today, Benji and I are going to talk about our trip to Las Vegas. I know we had promised you a series on what it's like to be a home buyer, but we're going to push that back 1 week.
That way we learned a lot.
Yeah, we learned a lot. We had a lot of experiences to share. Benji had his first flight. He walked on the skywalk, which was 4,000 feet above the ground.
I didn't pee my pants either.
He didn't pee his pants. I'm quite proud that he did it personally. So he had a lot of big adventures this week. So we're going to share some of those stories.
Learned that nuns are not the same in Vegas as they are in Missouri.
Benji, that is not appropriate for this conversation. Anyhow, so one of the big things we wanted to talk about is we got to see Tony Robbins and Mel Robbins while we were at the conference, and both of them were amazing. Benji, tell me a couple of the things that you learned during Tony Robbins' speech.
Focus equals filling. We don't experience life, we experience the life that we focus on. If you focus on the negative in your life's going to come off awfully negative. If you focus on positive, you're going to live a positive life.
Are you reading my notes or your notes?
I'm reading mine. Did you write the same thing?
Look at my first line. Focus equals feelings. We don't experience life, we experience what we focus on.
You must have copied me.
Apparently. Is that all you got on that?
Oh, no.
Let's see. What else here?
Biography is not destiny. Decision is destiny. You decide where you want to go, basically. Emotion is created by motion.
Okay.
There's another.
So let's go back to biography does not define destiny. What does that mean to you in your life?
It means it does not matter where I came from. It only matters about where I'm going.
So the family you were born into, the past that you were born into, the failures that you've had throughout your history, none of those matter, correct?
None of it matters.
So you have no excuses for why your life isn't the way you want it to be, because you're choosing what your life is going to be now.
Another takeaway I had from the class is, you choose your happiness. Like, if you're unhappy, you're choosing to be unhappy. Let me look. It's somewhere in my notes.
Well, let's stay where we're at, and I'm going to do a new class. But so what I'm really wanting to point out to you is the history that you've gone through, the things that have defined you up until this point. Those are not your defining points, correct?
No.
So you are choosing where you're going to go and what you're going to do with your future, right?
Yeah, and looking at the past year, I've realized I spent about 22 years of my life unhappy, and it was a choice. Whether you want to admit it or not, it's a choice.
Okay. I like that. One of the takeaways that I've seen out of that as well is that there are 3 patterns in life that you can focus on. You can focus on what you have or what you're missing, and by focusing on one of those 2 things, you're defining your happiness. You can focus on what you can control or what you can't control. And then you can focus on your past, your present, or your future. If you're focused too much on your past, then the things that defined your past are going to start seeping into your current situation, right?
That was my issue. I was focused too much on my past, on my biography, instead of realizing the future is really the most important thing, and what you do in the present to make the future you want.
That's 100% right. Another thing he said that I really caught was that 80% of success
is mindset, yep.
And 20% is strategy. And so that's something that we talked about in your video, that mindset will determine everything in life, and that if you think about stuff too much, that you won't do anything, which is the perfect segue into Mel Robbins' speech. Mel Robbins is known for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. She says that is the path to change anything in your life.
It works.
Yes, 100% I agree. She challenged us while we were there to walk into a room and just start talking to the first person we didn't know. Did you do any of that?
I didn't do as much as I wanted.
Okay.
I done it to one person. I felt that it came off unnaturally for me. And then, like, the next day we had a conversation with agents that lasted, 45 minutes? It was just natural.
Yeah.
Me just going up, giving a business card, it didn't come across as natural to me.
Cool. That day, the experience we had there when we met the girls from Tennessee, though,
Yep.
that was a
I thought it
great
was
conversation.
North Carolina.
Well, they're right there on Tennessee and
Okay.
North Carolina border up to each other.
Okay.
So they're in both. So that was pretty cool that we got to have that conversation and we really tested some of those skills out. They said that we should have a podcast.
Yeah, within 2 minutes of talking to us.
We're hilarious.
Yeah.
So if you don't think we're hilarious, then stop watching our podcast, weirdo.
Way to lose fans, baby. Way to lose fans.
What was some of the things you took away from Mel Robbins' speech?
The 5-second rule, which you kind of went into. The moment you feel yourself hesitate, count backwards from 5, and it causes you to switch what part of the brain you're using. The moment you hesitate is when fear creeps in, and it's going to stop you from doing it.
Now, does it work the same if you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
No, it does not. You have to count backwards. It causes you to move from the part of your brain that keeps you in habits to the part of the brain that forces you to take action.
So my notes actually say it this way, that most of our brain activity occurs in the center of the brain where the subconscious and is controlled by habits. And when we count down from 5, we are moving our thought process from that middle of our mind up into our cognitive thinking. And so that's why counting down works, whereas counting forward does not.
Is it bad if I can't read my handwriting?
It's pretty bad, yes. That's why I put my notes on a computer. Another thing that struck me as pretty cool with her is she says that you're just one decision away from a different life.
Every day.
Change don't happen overnight, but it happens over time. So it's a bunch of decisions coming together that actually create a situation where we grow and improve.
Another quote of hers is, everyone wants to change, nobody wants to take action.
Yeah.
Which was a very powerful quote, in my opinion.
I also liked that she said that change is not natural to human behavior.
Nope,
that human behavior has trained us
to
that change is dangerous.
Yep.
So it's kind of like the Croods, you know, they're like, no, something new is bad. And it's not really like that, you know, that we can go out and build a different life and explore and find new ways of doing things. I thought that was pretty cool as well. Fear is an emotion that lasts 90 seconds unless you act upon it, is another thing that she said. And I think that's why the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 thing works so well, is as soon as you have that apprehension and fear, you're automatically attacking it and overcoming it, as opposed to sitting in it and letting it simmer.
It's not only about fear. Like, I use it to get out of bed at 5 o'clock in the morning. It's not something I want to do.
Right.
But you count down and you're up as soon as that 5 seconds is over. It's pretty awesome.
Cool. So you're still using the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1?
I'm doing it daily now.
That a kid. What was another class that you visited while you was there that you really took some good stuff away from?
Jason Abrams had a good one. He talked about first stage of happiness is conditional. You know, you receive something, it makes you happy momentarily. What you want to get is disposition happiness, where you're happy no matter what's going on around you. That's something I'm kind of working towards. I was focused too much on the first stage, conditional. If I had this, I'd be happy. If I had that, it'd make me happy. It's not going to make you happy. It might make you happy for a minute or two. But that's it.
So, that is the class portion. I think we should tell some stories about while we were in Vegas now.
Okay.
What do you think about that? So, this was Benji's first big vacation, wasn't it?
Yep.
And it was his first flight. It was his
awesome.
first time being in Vegas.
I now have some iconic quotes from videos.
Which iconic quote are you talking about?
I'm going fast, Mama.
So, when we got to Vegas, I interviewed Benji, and we'll show you that interview right now so you can kind of see what happened there. So, an exciting thing happened today. Benji got to go on his first airplane ride.
I got high.
Because he got high. So, what did you think of it, Benji?
It was far less scary than I expected. Taking off and landing kind of was iffy. I'm going fast, Mama. I think this is the fastest I've ever been. Probably. But aside from that,
Once you're in the air, it's just cruising, right?
yeah, aside from a really loud guy in front of me.
So, what was your new catchphrase that you coined while taking off?
I'm going fast, Mama.
It was priceless. So, tell us about your experience going through the airport.
I got harassed right away.
So, Stephanie and I have been flying for years, and never once have we had somebody with us pulled away by TSA.
They claim there was some anomaly with my crotch. That's all there is to it.
An anomaly with what?
My crotch.
So what did they do when they took you aside? What happened then?
They made sure I didn't have an anomaly in my crotch.
How did they do that?
I didn't know we were getting hand gestures.
So it was so traumatic you can't even talk about it.
Yeah.
Can you show us?
Yeah.
Overall though, good experience, bad experience. Do it again soon.
Not the fondling, but I would ride on a plane again.
Okay.
Well, good, because we gotta go home.
I gotta go home.
Yeah, I guess you could rent a car and drive.
Yeah, but that's a long drive.
But both directions, going and coming, Benji got pulled aside by TSA.
Oh. I was avoiding telling that story.
Well, I have it on video already, so I was going to tell it either way. And so Benji, we're coming back, and Benji's in the line. They pull him to the side because they found an anomaly again. And
Both times.
I was certain you was going to go to jail. Because Benji was like, oh, I can't believe I'm getting pulled away again. Oh, get your camera out, Gary. I was like, oh, God, I don't even know him. Because he wasn't like being Karen by any means.
No.
But he looked pretty angry, but he was just trying to be funny. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, God, the TSA don't know he's funny. They don't know.
I wasn't angry.
It was hilarious, though. What did you think about the skywalk at the Grand Canyon?
Honestly, it was very scary for me because that's the highest I've ever been.
4,000 feet above the canyon
Well,
floor.
I've probably been higher on an airplane,
But like just looking down and
Looking
hovering
down.
over a glass
Literally.
surface.
I thought you'd have to carry me across that thing.
You did good, man. You walked right out there.
There was
We
people
took
being
pictures.
dragged, and I walked.
Benji was a big boy. He
Yes.
walked.
I walked.
What was your absolute favorite thing that you did in Vegas?
I would say it's the Grand Canyon. It was an amazing sight to see.
Yeah. We also have pictures of Benji. My 7-year-old is out there just exploring all the rocks in the Red Rock Canyon. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, Red Rock Canyon. And he goes, take a picture of me, Daddy. And then Benji's up on top of this rock. Did you get my picture too? But man, him and Joey looked like a couple of goats out there just bouncing around
Those are
from rock
steep.
to rock.
They're steep rocks. I definitely got in some exercise while I was in Vegas.
That's for sure. I bet we
Average-
walked 20 to 30 miles a day.
I don't know about that. I would say average 10 to 15 a day.
That's
I
still
don't-
a lot.
When I went to
Either
the
way.
gym today, I felt it in my legs.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
We went to Fremont Street and had an amazing dinner with
Yep.
our team from Keller Williams.
It is bright.
Right? Like we had dinner and we got out of dinner. It was like 10 or 11.
It was
like it
probably
was
close to
late.
11.
But you stepped out of the casino. We was at the Gold Nugget, and it was like daylight.
Yeah.
And there
it's
was
so
people
bright out there.
everywhere.
Yeah, and they have zip lines going right across it. I think our broker actually rode one.
Yeah. How did you feel about riding one?
No,
That was a hard pass?
that was a hard pass. Maybe eventually, actually, after I take some more steps toward getting over my fear heights, eventually I'll ride a zip line.
Okay. We also rode on the high roller, the
Yeah.
Ferris wheel there.
Second largest Ferris wheel in the world. I'd done that, I would say with ease. Like I had a good time on it.
Yeah. You called your dad and video chatted him from up
Yeah.
there. He couldn't believe you was on it, could he?
Nope. I also called my brother and tried to show him, but he was playing Call of Duty.
You feel your importance, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
What was your biggest takeaway from Las Vegas?
Honestly, Mel Robbins
Yeah.
was my biggest. It was very eye-opening.
I'm just going to tell you right now, when I left her speech, I was at an emotional zero.
Yeah.
Like,
It was draining, but in a good way.
right. Like, she shared stuff, and I was just like, that's me.
Yeah.
That's me. That's me.
Yeah.
And, like, by the time it was all said and done, I was just like, I had so much filling up my heart and my emotions that I was just like, for the rest of the day, I just did my feelings trying to process.
I mean, she was sitting there talking about, like, sitting on the couch, being absorbed, eating ice cream, and I was like, man, she's talking about me right now.
Right?
But it was a very good speech.
Yes. Do you think the things that she taught us is going to change your life?
I think so. If you implement them, that's what it comes down to.
Right. You can't just have the experience and
Yep.
and fall off. What else should we share about Vegas? You got any questions for me about it?
What was your favorite part?
Oh man, that's a good question. I think BattleBots is probably going to be my favorite part.
BattleBots was cool.
It was cool being a part of the show, obviously, and it was cool seeing them blow up that slot machine.
Slot machine. It went like everywhere.
But like seeing the joy my wife and son was getting out of that backstage tour that we got to take, and just being a part of the atmosphere of BattleBots was just awesome, you know?
Yeah.
And then I asked Stephanie, I was like, Joey can't believe this, can he? She's like, I can't believe it either. This is amazing. And I was like, I didn't think she would react that way to BattleBots, but she did. So I think that the BattleBots, plus they reached out to us and like they really made us feel
they made sure we were
important
going.
and special. And hey, are you here yet? Is there anything you need? As soon as you get here, ask for Gary and he'll take care of you. Like it was a true VIP experience in my mind.
Yep.
So I think BattleBots was probably, I thought it was going to be the Sphere, but honestly,
I was honestly kind of disappointed in the Sphere.
I think
It was
we built
cool.
the Sphere up way too high in our heads.
I think so too.
Like you see it from the outside and it's this magnificent thing, and then you
the
go watch the
inside.
show and you're like, what the crap?
Like
Like all we're going to do is fly over the earth?
and my chair vibrates a little bit.
The chair vibrated a lot.
It does.
But like it was crazy how steep the stairs were
Oh
too.
yeah, I know. Like it felt like you were gonna fall the entire time.
Even sitting down.
Yeah.
So, the robots were pretty cool in there, though.
Yeah.
I got to
they
give them
had some
that.
cool
And the
robots.
avatars that we made.
I actually haven't looked at my avatar.
What the heck, bro? What a waste
you
of standing
just
in line.
remembered. You just reminded me.
Well, you'll have to check it out today. It's pretty neat. It's kind of hokey, but
Does it actually look like me?
yeah, it's a video of you that's placed inside of it.
Oh, okay.
Like it's literally you. There's no guessing. It's not like one of those avatars where like, let me change my forehead a little bit.
it's not like a Wii.
Yeah, it's not a Wii avatar at all.
Comedy Club was pretty. It was a good
Dude,
time.
that was ridiculous. If you're in Vegas, you should go to the Jimmy Kimmel comedy bar and go see Michael Yo's new show that he's doing out there,
Yeah,
because
he's gonna have
it
a
was
Netflix special.
phenomenal.
It was great.
Like we loved it. Benji and I laughed so hard, and we were going to go to the Sphere right after. So Stephanie and Joey were waiting on us to get out, and I'm like, we're on a time frame here. You guys got to hurry it up. But at the same time, I was like, I'm not leaving.
Yeah.
I am laughing way too hard at this show to just get up and walk out. So
There were several good comedians at it.
all of them were
Yeah,
amazing.
all
Even the dude
four.
that just did the music at the beginning.
Yeah.
Like that was awesome in and of itself. So I guess, do we have any other stories we need to tell? I mean, I got some videos on my phone that I'm going to add into this, and
Clip them in.
yeah, we'll just throw some extra stuff, some added material.
I mean,
I'm going fast, mama.
some of the casinos were really cool.
Yeah. Which one was your favorite casino?
New York, New York.
Really?
I never went in it, but I really liked
You like
look
the
of it.
exterior of it? I think Caesar's Palace is probably hands down the
Caesar's
most
Palace
beautiful.
inside, yeah, like one of the most beautiful places I've ever been. Bellagio had a pretty cool water show.
Yeah. I fell asleep during Circus Olay. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, I think we went to the wrong Circus Olay.
Well, I think we went way too late too,
Yeah,
because we started the show at 11 o'clock our time.
yeah,
and it was the
and it
second
was-
night we were there.
it was like 1 o'clock when it was finished.
Yeah,
And then
me
we
and Joey
still
were
had to-
done.
Get back. to
Like
our-
that, the person that was swinging over the top of us doing the trapeze work. I looked up one time, and I see him doing the trick, and then my eyes closed. And I think it was probably 10 or 15 minutes before my head came back down, and I was awake again.
That was probably one of the coolest parts of the show.
Yes, I'd agree. The weird baby dude walking around, I wasn't into that.
I wasn't either.
Like, he's like, Mama! No,
It was
you're an
weird.
adult. Talk like an adult,
It
bro.
was weird.
Wasn't a fan of that. So what was the weirdest thing that you seen in Vegas?
There's a lot of weird things that go on in Vegas. I'm just gonna leave it at, if you go to Fremont Street too late at night, it gets pretty weird. We seen quite a few weird things on Fremont.
Yeah?
But yeah. What about you?
I would say the Fremont Street was probably the weirdest experience I've ever had.
I was walking in Vegas one night by myself, which was probably...
Well, you was trying to get to another comedy
I was
show.
trying to get to a different
It's
comedy
not
show.
like you just ran away from home and didn't want to be around anybody.
But like, there was a woman that was singing, and she had a great voice.
Oh, yeah?
But when she hit the high note, this random homeless lady stood up and decided she was going to hit the high note too. it was one of the worst things I've ever heard.
Really?
Yes, I couldn't help but laugh. But yeah, that was weird too.
That's funny. All right, well, I can't really think of anything else.
I can't either. It was a really good time. Took a lot of things away. Had a lot of experiences. I can't think of anything else to talk about, really.
Okay. Well, so family reunion. Do it again, throw it away.
I would do it again, for sure.
Okay. Vegas, do it again, throw it away.
I would go to Vegas again. I liked Vegas quite a bit.
Driving the new Bronco, do it again or throw it away.
I would do it again. Gary,
I'm throwing it away. Like, I couldn't have been more happy to get home to my Telluride.
I don't know. I liked the Bronco.
You didn't drive it though. Like, thing was like driving a lumber truck.
Have you seen some of the stuff I drive?
Yeah, you got a good point.
I literally used to drive around a truck without power steering and power brakes.
Well, that seems like a bad play.
It was a 58. The 58 that I have in my yard.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't know you ever drove that.
Yeah,
Well, that makes a lot more sense.
that's what I learned to drive it.
I thought that you just had a bunch of cars sitting out there as a boneyard.
No, I have the two vehicles I don't have running are going to be running. One of them has ran previously, and I've got to drive. It can run right
Any
now.
vehicle ran previously.
Well, I drove this one.
Oh,
I
okay.
drove it quite a bit. It can drive right now. It's just going to smoke a ton, so I'm not going to drive it.
Oh, Benji.
The other one is a project, which I should probably start posting progress about. Because
That would be cool. I bet people would like to see that. Doing some
think so.
videos on what you're doing.
Like last night, I got the front clip set right beside it. It's pretty much ready to go. I just got to put a motor in it, seats,
Pretty much ready to go, but I have no place to currently sit in
transmission.
it. And it has no motor or transmission, but it's right there.
I got to mount the cab, mount the bed.
Dude,
They're
like
on
your
it.
stories get worse and worse as you go.
They're on it. They're just not mounted.
Like you start out something, you're like, oh yeah, I'm right there.
I
and
am
then you
right
start
there.
talking about it and you're like, I gotta do everything.
If I had everything ready to go, a week time that truck would be on the road. I'm serious. It doesn't take... I have the front clip completely off, so the motor's right open where I can put the motor and transmission in. Then put the front clip on.
Okay.
Then put seats in.
Okay.
Bolt the cab down, bolt the bed down, ready to go.
You're not gonna put tires or anything on it?
Tires are already on it.
Oh wow. What about connecting the driveline and stuff? How you gonna do that?
I'll figure it out.
And you think it'll only take you a week?
I think so. I took
Well-
that truck apart in a week.
Here's the deal. Benji is now going to make videos as soon as he starts working on this vehicle to prove that he could put it together in a week. You up for that challenge?
Well, I'm probably not going to put it together in a week if I had everything ready to go, but I'm going to be buying stuff like one piece at a time, slowly putting it together.
You can't just hold that stuff back and then when you're ready to get it all together, just boom, 1 week later you're done.
Why would I do that and make it a whole week of me just pounding the pavement, getting this thing together when I could do it slowly? I have a goal of having it on the road by May. End of May.
And we're in April.
We're in March.
So you got March, April, May. So 90 days.
90 days.
All right. Benji's on a 90-day challenge to get his truck ready to go.
I got a transmission for it. I have like 4 of them.
Okay. We're not going to list everything again.
No.
Like,
I just got it in the motor.
but here's the thing. You're now on a 90-day challenge to get your car ready, the truck ready. We want video documentation as you're going.
Okay.
Benji's on a challenge.
If I complete the challenge,
You can take me for a ride in your truck.
I can take Gary for a ride in my truck. If I don't complete the challenge, I won't be able to take Gary for a ride in my truck.
if you don't complete the challenge, we'll sit in the front of it and go, burn, and pretend.
I can drive it right now.
No, you can't. It doesn't have a cab attached to anything.
No, the cab's there.
It's just not attached. It'll move while we're driving.
We can Flintstone it.
No, we're not.
It's completely possible.
No, it's not.
It was with the last cab because there was no floorboards at all.
How did we get so far digressed from talking about Vegas
We always do.
to talking about your truck?
We always do. I don't know how.
Here's the real question, though. If we're Flintstoning it, who's Barney and who's Fred?
I'll be whoever does the least amount of work.
That's Barney. All right, guys. We are going to get off of here now. Thank you for watching our shows.
Yeah, thanks.
We really appreciate your support. We appreciate everybody's kind words. Like, that has been so energizing when people are like, you should do this. And then we're like, well, we are. And they're like, well, we want to be a part of that. We're gonna sign up. We want to watch. So
Help us grow it. Share it on your Facebook page. Let people know it's out there. Send it to your friends. Be like, look at these cool guys. Help us grow it.
I mean, if you want to lie, you can call us cool. But I don't know about,
I'm cool.
All right. Well, this has been Ben and Gary's.
Here's the scoop.
Have an amazing day, everybody.
Here's the scoop.
So, we are out at the Grand Canyon today. Is it the Hobby?
Oh, something.
Honey pie.
We can't say the word, but it is Indian tacos. Let me tell you, heaven on a plate. Stephanie is still eating the flatbread with honey now.
It's fried bread. Not
Fry bread, yeah, that's very true. Fry bread. Me and Stephanie ate here last year on our anniversary, and we was so excited to come back. And you go to places sometimes and it's not as good. It was better. My taste buds, they exploded. Benji, what do you think about it?
It was definitely really good.
Definitely really good. So anytime Benji says something and doesn't say, well,
It was okay.
then it's really good. So like heaven on a plate is what this was. If Benji says it was really good. What do you think, Steph?
I'm going fast, Mom.
It was worth the drive, Stephanie says.
It was worth the drive all the way from Missouri to here.
We didn't do that. Benji's lying. All right, we're done. Joey?
Here's the scoop.
Hey guys, Benji and I are coming at you from Las Vegas, Nevada. We are in the beautiful Mandalay Bay.
Mandalay Bay. Yep.
Yeah,
I
so
said
we're
Magnolia.
not going to get eaten by a shark here. We're just standing in front of the reef. So we want to thank you for watching this episode today.
Yeah, and next we're going to be coming out with a 5-part series talking about demystifying the home buying process.
Yeah, we're going to break everything down from how to pick an agent to finding a lender, doing home inspections, what an appraisal looks like, all the way up to the big day of the closing table and the title company that you chose when you went under contract.
This has been our episode. This hasn't been an episode.
This is just an advertisement.
This is just an advertisement for the
By the
next
way,
episode.
we promised to tell you funny stories from Vegas too.
Yeah, there's already quite a few.
I'm going fast, Mama.
Oh, that was easy.
We're not down yet.
Oh, we're not? Crap.
Not yet. Almost. Are we down?
Down.
No, we're down.